This is The Science of Kabbalah with Rav Yitzhak Michelson.
Shalom everyone, and welcome to Science of Kabbalah. We are in the 8th day of Chanukah. Last night we lit the last of the 8 candles, and I wanted to talk to you about something that I consider very, very important. And I think this is just going to be an introductory little video explaining what I want to share with you. There's a very important Torah that Rabbi Nachman brings down in Likutei Maharan Tanina. In the second part of Likutei Maharan, it's his message on Chanukah, on the days of Chanukah. And he talks about many different themes. Of course, we know one of the main themes of Chanukah is the idea of light. It has to do with illumination. It has to do with bringing down light from the upper worlds and lighting up this world. We also know that it has the theme of coming against assimilation. We know that the Hashmonaim, that the Maccabees came against the Greeks who were bringing assimilation into the world and trying to bring the Jews to join that assimilation. Why is this so important? Well, Rabbi Nachman brings in Likutei Maharan another theme. He brings the theme of Hoda'ah, the idea of thanksgiving. And of course, Chanukah is a time of thanksgiving as well. But he connects it to another very significant concept in Judaism, and that's the idea of Halakha. Oftentimes people look at Chassidut, they look at Rabbi Nachman, they look at the Breslov movement, and they think that it's just about all love and joy and dancing and so forth. But Rabbi Nachman was very, very strong on the idea of halakha, of keeping halakha, of learning halakha, and he connected this in the message of Chanukah to the idea of supporting Torah scholars, to the idea of how it perfected our speech. Why is halakha so important? So many people today, especially in this world, and we're seeing big fights going on Facebook, on social media, we're seeing it in the United States. Everybody's quoting the Constitution. And of course, the Constitution is a great document, and it talks about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and it gives certain inalienable rights. This is the issue that I want to bring up. One of the problems that I see today is that somehow people think or equate Judaism with rights. And the truth is that we don't have any rights. And it doesn't matter if you're a man, it doesn't matter if you're a woman, it doesn't matter if you're a Jew, it doesn't matter if you're a non-Jew. If you're somebody who follows Hashem, if you're somebody that follows the Torah, you don't have rights. What you have is responsibilities and obligations. We can even make a connection to this week's Torah portion, Vayigash, where Yehuda, the brother of Yosef, comes and takes responsibility. He takes responsibility. I've often talked about the character flaws of the great characters that we see in the Torah, but there's always room for improvement, and we need to improve as well. And so I want you to think about what I'm talking about. I want you to think about this concept of rights versus obligations or responsibilities. And I want you to stay with me, because I'm going to be doing a series of videos on this, on the difference between our rights and our obligations, so that we don't fall into the trap of assimilation, that we don't fall into the trap of what's going on in the world today, and that we don't fall into the trap that somehow Judaism changes. Judaism doesn't change, halakha doesn't change. There might be a change in the interpretation, and I heard a Rav present it in a very profound way. He said, we don't have modern times. What we have is modern concessions. Meaning, in other words, that as we come into modernity, what happens is we reinterpret halakha to reflect what's going on in the modern world. But the halakha doesn't change. And if you stick with me, I'm going to give a very practical example in the next video, starting out just to give you a little hint on the concept of Chalav Stam and Chalav Yisrael, the idea of milk and the source of milk, that it has to be a kosher source, and the difference in giving you, so that you understand the practical application of what I'm talking about the idea of halakha not changing. So I hope you'll stay with me. I just want to share one more thought with you. In 6 more days, we're starting a new cycle of Daf Yomi. Daf Yomi is learning a daf, a page of Talmud every day. It takes approximately 7.5 years. I'm starting just before my 63rd birthday, which means that this will take me to my 70th birthday, God willing. And I want you to join with me in that. I've put up a GoFundMe page, and I'm going to talk more about what Rabbi Nachman teaches on this idea of supporting those who study and learn Torah. So if you would, at the end of this video, you're going to see a link to the GoFundMe page. I hope that you'll look at it. I hope that if you're able, you'll join with me. If you would like me to learn on behalf of a loved one or in honor of someone who's passed on, I would be happy to do that. Please share if you're able to as well. And always please subscribe and like the videos. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you soon. Chag Sameach, Shavua Tov, and Chodesh Tov.